call this Jackson County, October 13, 2020, commission meeting to order. Roll call, Mr. Manning.
Mr. Rich,
Present.
Mr. Venable, Ms. Gilbert, Mr. Sisk,
Present.
Chairman present.
We have our prayer by Rocky and our pledge by Mr. Rich.
Let's pray. Father God, we thank you so much for this beautiful day you've given us. Father, we thank you for all the blessings that you provide this county and this country. Father, we ask that you continue to bless us. Father, we are privileged to be able to serve you in the capacities that we have. We ask that you be with each and every member of this commission, that they might do the bidding of this county in a fair and in good manner. Father, we ask these things in the name of your blessed Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next, be to approve the agenda of the meeting, October 13, 2020.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. No awards presentations. No one signed up to speak. Move on to old business. We have a motion to approve the minutes from the September 28, 2020 meeting and work session.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. On the new business, first, be a motion to accept the hiring committee's recommendation of Sarah Bittinger for the vacant revenue technician 1 with the real estate office effective date October 12, 2020.
I'll make the motion. We hire Sarah Bittinger.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Next, be a motion to accept hiring committee's recommendations of Hayden Paradise, Trey Barentine, Thor Plumley, Thomas Berry, and Cody Henniger for the vacant HTM1 positions with the Public Works Department effective date of October 12, 2020.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. C will be a motion to accept hiring committee's recommendation of Joshua Glass and Matthew Smith for the vacant driver position with sanitation department effective October 12, 2020.
I'll make the motion. We hire those two.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Next will be a motion to approve the purchase of state surplus service trucks.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. This is the ones that we talked about earlier with Jonathan maybe finding some lower prices. Is that correct, Jonathan?
Yes, sir.
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Move on down to our work session. First bit of discussion items be a mass notification system. Mr. Smith, if you would come up and explain the new notification system that we're wanting to get and what all the details, please.
Actually, what we're doing is we're looking at a new notification system for two reasons. We're always trying to do more with less.
Paul, if you'll just turn that mic on, it'll pick it up. You can lay it down, just turn it on.
Turn it up. That better?
There you go.
Trying to do more with less, and also trying to give the citizens of Jackson County a little more bang for their buck.
Yeah.
So what we have run into, our current system's Code Red. Code Red, I think we've been using, I'd have to ask Vicki, but we've been using it probably now for 13, 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some issues with Code Red. If we have, back in the day when we'd sign folks up for Code Red, you'd do it on a sheet of paper and we'd manually enter it here in the office. We had to do that. Now we've started to come across issues with folks who have changed phone numbers, who have changed phone carriers. There's no way to go back and edit that on our end without resubscribing them as a brand new subscriber. So we've got a lot of clutter in that system that we can't clean up. And Code Red doesn't know what to clean up unless we go through that system and have them purge. The system we're looking at, and you should have that information in front of you, is, it's called Civic Ready. It's by Civic Plus, and the county already has a working relationship with Civic Ready. They host a county website, so we already work with these folks. What we feel like that it would benefit us more than Code Red, at this point, is that, for example, if we're working weather, a lot of our folks get their weather now from us, and weather warnings now, believe it or not, across social media. So we have to manually do that. If we're working a tornado warning, we'll receive the warning, we'll set off the sirens, we'll run back in the office, and we'll put that out on social media, and all that takes time. So Civic Ready will automatically populate that to our social media. So when the National Weather Service puts a warning out, it hits the county social media, as well as the text alerts and the phone calls, the emails, just like Code Red did. So that's an added benefit with them. There's an app for the users and also for the citizens that they can download, and they can customize it to receive whatever warnings they want to receive, when they want to receive them. They can turn them on, they can turn them off, they can change them. We currently don't have the option of doing that on our end. We depend on Code Red to do that. We also have the ability with Civic Ready to send out alerts and messages in alternate languages, to include Spanish and about a dozen more. So, you know, as our population here in Jackson County gets more diverse, that's a good benefit to have. Also, with Civic Ready, we currently, we use two mass notification systems. Code Red is weather, and then Rapid Cast is what we use to notify county employees if the courthouse is going to be closed. Fire departments and rescue squads use that to notify their folks. Meetings, it's a backup system for their pager systems. Civic Ready would absorb that, and we have unlimited user groups under Civic Ready to where we could set up the same amount of groups that we have on Code Red, and that would save us about $2,000 a year that we're paying for Rapid Cast. Currently for Code Red, we're paying $14,995 a year to provide that at no cost to the folks in the county. With Civic Ready, our yearly fee would be $11,178. So automatically we're saving about $6,000 a year by switching over, if we do decide to switch over. The reason I've come to the commission is Code Red was a commission decision years ago to provide this to the county. If we look to change and have something that we have more control over, here on the local level, that needs to be a commission decision too. So I've provided each of you with the information that we've been provided. Be glad to answer any questions you might have. We do have one more vendor that we want to talk to see if they would be interested in providing a quote for us. That'd be Everbridge. A lot of the counties in North Alabama use Everbridge. It's my understanding that they have a county agreement between 13 counties that they get a better price deal, and it's based on your population. Now, Huntsville-Madison County uses Civic Ready, and I talked to the director over there this morning, and he said they love it. They had no issues with it, and they wouldn't change from it unless there was a considerable cost savings. Right. So we're not only looking at a cost savings, but we're also looking at more functionality for us, instead of depending on wherever Code Red's office is to fix our issues. We can fix those issues here.
Right.
So,
If I understand it right, instead of us having to sign them up, they can get an app, download an app on their phone and actually sign themselves up.
you can text to a number and sign yourself up, and it's a guided sign up. Once they do that, the biggest problem we have with Code Red is, like I said, when they go and change phone numbers, because some of these folks change phone numbers a lot. They change phone carriers.
Right.
If they have done that on their own, we can't edit that information. Matter of fact, we can't even see that information. Code Red considers that proprietary data on their end. So we have to call them and give them the information on the subscriber, see if they can find a subscriber, and then they'll edit it. It's just much easier to say, hey, let's sign you up for a new one.
Right.
With Civic Ready, you got unlimited users, so.
How long has Civic Ready been in business, or?
They've been in business quite a while. We've had the county website with them for, Ross, 4 years.
4 years.
And,
We've had a good relationship with them. Me and Anna both are in contact with them with any problems. I've not had any issues with them whatsoever.
and not only that, you know, with the Civic Ready system, that will post to the county website anytime we have a storm warning.
Right.
They have a system which is included in that price, which if we could, speak with the folks on the local cable systems here, that would flash that warning to the local cable systems at the time it's received.
Okay.
So it just adds so much more up-to-date functionality, for what appears to be less money.
That's $6,000,
It's
roughly.
roughly $6,000. Once we take the price off of the actual system, and then that absorbs rapid test, which is a separate system, which costs $2,000 a year.
I understand you said there was another company that you was approached.
We want to talk to Everbridge before we make a decision. This is not something we're looking to do next week. Code Red, we're in effect with them until next June. Our thoughts are, if we're going to do something, or if we're not going to do something, make that decision in January 2021. That way that would give our folks time for us to get the word out that, hey, we're switching over. Here's how easy it is to switch over, and then they would still have the Code Red until it expired in June. So there wouldn't be a gap in service, a loss of any weather warning at all.
They both will be running simultaneously
Until June, yeah, because we pay that a year, so we're paid up through June 2021 on that. So there wouldn't be a drop in coverage, wouldn't be a drop in service.
Okay.
The reason I like Civic Plus is because it already ties into our existing system.
Ties into a lot of things. It ties into the state IPOM system, which is, it's a little lengthy to try to explain that, but that's a statewide warning system that can be set off from Montgomery.
Right.
So, you know, not only can we do weather with this thing, say we had an industrial accident in Stevenson and we had an area that we needed to evacuate, we could draw out a polygon or a circle or a triangle, and only the folks in that address would get that message.
Right.
And then if that stayed up for 2 or 3 hours, folks traveling through, once they entered that area, we'd get a message if they're signed up on the system.
Right.
So, it just does so many more things that Code Red does not do for us right now.
Okay.
Well, I think it's something we need to definitely look at, and I appreciate you approaching us with it, because if it's gonna be a savings and it's gonna be more service out there to the people.
It'd be more user-friendly.
Yeah, and if there's any questions y'all think of later, call me. If I don't have the answer for it, I get the answer for it.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
Chief Deputy?
Paul, for people like Hal's age that are not real technically
Savvy.
not good on smartphones, connections, is there another way to sign up for them, obviously?
Sure, you can do it. It's internet sign up.
Okay.
You know, text to whatever number, it's 5, 6-digit number. You send a text message to them. You don't have to send text messages.
I've read about
There are several ways, and as always, you know, we can assist folks in our office with getting signed up. That's
I'm right with you, Hal.
that's nothing.
I sent you a text.
All right. What we'll do then, we'll be waiting on you to get the other company's information, and we'll see how it looks comparable, and we'll make sure we get this done before January, or by January.
We've got some time.
Yeah, okay. Next be the 2021 Rebuild Alabama grant.
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. I'll be referencing this packet that should be in your information in front of you. The Rebuild Alabama Act brings about an opportunity for a grant application annually. So I will talk a little bit about that initially, and then we'll go into a project that we selected. And it's going to be a project you've heard about before. It's one that was in the Rebuild Alabama selection that we passed on in hopes of some funding assistance from ALDOT. We've had multiple conversations with ALDOT about this project for possible assistance. and we feel good about its success in being selected for this grant program. So that's the primary reason we're coming to you with only one project. And so I'll lead into the details on this project unless there's any questions about the grant. Okay, so it's County Road 47, College Road. And the reason we're selecting that, it's near 2000 ADT on traffic, and this is all represented on this slide. It's anchored on each end by gas, convenience stores, Dollar General on each end, elementary school on one end, college on the other, and our technology site, which is a TVA ready site, 100 acres now, and then possibility for 300 more. So the rest of the pictures in the packet will kind of give you some indication on condition. And we're proposing a pavement preservation technique, but I think you can tell by the pictures that we're on the edge of losing it as far as condition wise that would allow for preservation. And so when we look at preservation, it's like the other projects we make decisions on. We compare the preservation cost to a resurfacing cost, and those slides are in there for you too to look at that. In comparing a preservation cost, and I'm talking about these two sheets right here, we look at a preservation cost versus a full-blown resurfacing cost. Those totals are highlighted in those tabulations. So a $464,000 price tag to preserve this road, and that may set you back a little, but we're talking about, just as a reminder, 4.5 miles, okay? That's the reason this is on our radar, and that's the reason we're trying to do something to prevent that exorbitant cost for resurfacing that length of a stretch. The last time it was done, it was all done together. Yes, sir.
What, the life expectancy of the preserve?
We're looking at 10 years.
10 years. Okay.
It was last resurfaced in 2007, so it's 13 years now.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea, if you take a look at those pictures,
Right.
that's 13 years of wear and tear. And we're looking at another 10 to save it. If we were to go into full-blown resurfacing, probably double the lot for that. But you're also, as you can see,
Doubling.
you're double the price tag.
Right.
So 837,000, near 840,000 to resurface it. The last bit of information you have in there is just an example of what we're talking about with a scrub seal and a micro surface. So you can see the top is just a snippet of the application process, how that works. That liquid asphalt that has a rejuvenant is worked into the cracks to seal all of those cracks, and that's really our goal with preservation. And then it is covered with a stone, 78 size stone, and then a micro surfacing, which is a slurry seal, is applied on top of that. Of course, it would have new stripes and pavement markers, etc. So here's the catch: the grant's only worth $250,000. As before, in years past, we've applied for this very same grant. Backing up to last year, you guys selected County Road 412. That was about $250,000 price tag to do all that project, which meant the sponsoring agency, us, was putting basically nothing toward the project. It was unsuccessful and not selected. So I feel safe in telling you that the committee that's gonna be making these decisions and approving who gets the dollars, they're looking for skin in the game. So we're gonna have to come to the table willing to make a significant investment in our own project to receive the grant money. So I make no promises, but I feel like this has a good, successful chance of being selected, but it's gonna cost us $200,000.
I mean,
But it could potentially save us $850,000.
especially in the location it is with the college and everything.
So I would propose, if we want to move forward with this project, I would propose that it come from 111 cash balance, and that sheet has that figure highlighted for you. If we don't want to do this project, that's fine, that is all fine too. We just need to select another one so that we have something on the table to get in front of them, and we need to do it before the end of November. So the call for applications came out last week, with a deadline November 30. So if we want to move in a different direction, let's get our heads together and figure out what kind of project, because it has an application process with quite a bit of detailed information that we need to get submitted. Are there any questions about County Road 47 or the Rebuild Alabama grant.
If you could you resend this out to the two commissioners that's not,
Yes, sir.
wasn't able to be here today, and let them know in the email that it's something that they need to look over, because, if the commissioners don't have objection, we'll put it on next meeting, which will be in 2 weeks. Be good with
I don't
that?
have a problem with that. Jonathan, one way up there, I can't remember the roads. We talked about one here back sometime back, and, I know we want to put it over there, and Senator Levinson called me and said that, he'd met with you and the head state man and thought it was gonna be able to get the funding. Which road was that we was talking about?
That's this project. I think you're talking about this project.
This one right
That was
here?
the last one we met with the state. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I was thinking, he said this one right here, we thought we were gonna be able to get the money for it, you know.
But we were told no on road and bridge funding for this year, but we were redirected to this grant application.
Okay, I was thinking this was it when he called, so that's what I was wondering. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
Nope. Thank you, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Chairman.
Next will be reports from staff. Mr. Manning?
Mr. Chairman, before we move on, can I ask a question? I know we had it on the agenda there to talk a little more about the retirement bill. Is there anything else coming about it?
Well, Mr. Arnold was gonna speak on it, but he has stepped out, so I was saving that till the end.
Okay, I knew it wasn't on our agenda tonight when I looked, so I just want, okay.
Mr. Campbell, do you have anything else?
I provided some pictures for County Road 17.
17.
I'd be happy to answer any questions if there's any questions about that project.
Everything's still making progress?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Looks good.
How much longer do you think before the contractor will be done with their part?
I expect them to finish this week.
Okay.
There's 16 more gravity columns to do in the floor. As you can see toward the end, the whole excavation site and the uphill stabilization is all complete. All the mesh is in place, so we have 16 more gravity columns to do. Then we'll have some finish grading, and then, all this has been going down up to this point. This will all finish, and we'll start rebuilding from that point forward.
How deep have they been putting the pilings or the columns?
Most of them are at least 20 feet.
But we took out, 40 foot of overburden?
The deepest is about 23 feet, some of that deepest, but then
Yeah.
it's an effective depth of 40 because we're getting another 20 out of those grouted columns.
Right, okay.
So we're about 40 down to substantial limestone.
This year should solve that problem.
Yeah, everything is taking a great turn. I really can't commend our folks enough. We were, at one point in time, we were pinned down right at the end of August with the weather. It was looking doubtful to be able to keep this contractor moving. They adapted, overcame a lot of bad conditions. We had to make some equipment changes. And they worked some long hours and did what it took to get a lot of that material out. I mean, it was a lot of material.
Definitely.
It's amazing.
So I really do appreciate it. I can't say enough about what they've done. They've done excellent.
Just the amount of dirt they moved, and just in the week or so after I was there,
Yes, sir.
was just amazing to see that much dirt moved.
It's amazing.
Any other questions? Thank you all.
Thank you. Rocky, you got anything?
Yeah, first of all, let me welcome DJ, my friend from the Well Family Worship Center. He's want to see how the county government was working and wanted to come look at this. And I think they've got some projects they'd like to maybe do later on.
Yeah.
And I want to thank the Well Church for they allow us to bring the inmates over, the trustees, several times a year when COVID's not going on. And they supply them with a movie and a little bit of the Word of the Lord, which is good.
Yeah.
And always good food and snacks, and the inmates just absolutely love it. And I think you can even attest that a lot of them, when they get out of jail, turn their lights around. So
Right.
that's a really good thing. So thank you, DJ. We are finally full of deputies, we've got, our full staff, we have two that still have to go to the academy, so they're, you know, really not very useful to us right now. They're another rider, but it's a good set of eyes and hands and ears and eyes for them. So, Hal can probably tell you, they're still not at the jail. We're still having issues at the jail, keeping people employed. Lost another one today. Again, it's just hard to keep people.
Right, it is. Appreciate you coming to visit with us today, and I want to say that we appreciate it, because there's been several times your church has stepped in to help the county in different things that we've had going on, so I for one want to tell you, we really do appreciate you guys, and all y'all do.
Thank you. We're in this together. You know, we're just a part of it.
Yeah.
Appreciate your service.
You know,
Thank you.
when we had the protests here, they supplied
Yeah.
just a ton of drinks and food and stuff for the people that were in here,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
emergency responders. So just a good fellowship we got one another.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Hal, you got anything you want to add?
Well, Rocky, let you know, we lost another one yesterday, higher paying job.
Ms. Willis, you got anything you'd like to say? About anything?
Was I finished?
Oh, I thought you was, I'm sorry. When that silence, I thought, he's done it. Yeah, you got anything else?
No, I didn't have anything, I just
Okay.
asked if I was finished.
Okay, yeah, you're done. All right. Ms. Willis, you got anything? Mr. Smith, anything else?
Just a quick update, I don't know how many of you remember the trailer that Felix and I drug in here from Montgomery back last August. We're getting into short rows on that project. We look to let everybody in on that here very, very soon, and we're really excited.
And I took care of you today, so I forgot to tell you.
Thank you.
So I'm glad you brought it up. So, all right, so Mr. Arnold ain't here. He was gonna discuss a little bit about that, so I'll just move it to the next meeting, and then he can discuss it on, our next meeting. Next be, comments from the commissioners, Mr. Sis.
I'd like to say thank you, as Chairman just said, for what you do for us. You know, a lot of these people get themselves in situations, and you know, that being there with a handout to help is always positive for these people. You know, they just need someone to care sometime, and I want to say thank you for what you do for this county. And Mr. Chairman, is there any way we could possibly get these meetings back on a weekly deal like we were before? I mean, this thing kind of coming down, do you see any chance of changing them back?
On November 12th, we're gonna discuss it on procedures, and then that's where we'd set it up to go to, so.
Okay, well, I just-
November, because once our next meeting, we can't meet again anyway legally until the 12th.
12.
So at that time, the commissioners will decide which way they want to go.
Now, you said next meeting will be the 12th?
No, we got a meeting in 2 weeks
2
from now,
weeks.
but that'll be our last meeting that we can lawfully have until November 12th, when the commissioners are sworn in.
Okay, well, I just seen our surrounding counties that it's been moving forward and keeping up with things, and I felt like we was kind of letting the people down, you know, for being elected official, so that's why I wanted to mention it.
No, we've kept up with everything just fine. We've been doing good way we've been doing, but like I said, that'd be up to the commissioners on November 12th. It really don't matter to me, it's just however they decide to go.
Okay,
Is that it? Is that all you got?
yes,
Mr. Rich?
Yes, I mean, I like the way it is 2 weeks in between, especially this COVID going on. I had a dear friend in Stevenson to pass away with it a couple of days ago. I mean, the COVID is here and it's serious. And we don't need to let our guard down, because it don't, just like the TV advertisements, State Alabama says, it don't care who you are or what you are. It don't call nobody, it gets you. We just don't need to let our guard down, and everybody stay safe. Thank you.
All right. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?